People, welcome back again to another video. If you are new in this channel, this is Queen Sharon Entertainment, a home of freedom fighters. If you haven't joined our family yet, join us by hitting the red button down below on the bell notification icon, so whenever we have a new video in this same channel, you will get notified. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I love you all. So my people, I have a video here that I want you all to watch, and I myself will be watching with you in this particular video. Feel free to let me know what you think about the video after watching on the comment section below. Like and share this video, and I will see you again in my next one.
Truth and diligence. So today I invite all of you to listen and listen very attentively. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the man who saw tomorrow. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the man that volunteered himself, brought himself without any capital to fight for the liberation and the restoration of Biafra. He came voluntarily. He volunteered himself. The seriousness in him, the truth, convinced people like me. And I cannot be part of this Biafra movement and criminals hijacking it in the absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That cannot happen. Why I have come today is to continue to enlighten our people, for them to understand that the criminals in DOS, we have defeated them. We have defeated their illiterate e-warriors. We have defeated their criminality, and we will continue to defeat them. And we have come to put a final nail on their fraudulent fundraising. The last time they floated the account, the one they called Nenayanya went to Radio Biafra and start campaigning for account. That account, after our exposition last time, they know that we have busted them. They came back again and bring another account. So I'm going to make exposition and put final nail on these criminals. And today, after today, they come out again to bring a new account. Even if me come to talk about them, you know that something is wrong. Do not allow anybody to deceive you. Do not allow anybody to stop. Do not allow anybody to deceive you anymore. Do not allow anybody to take your money and use for themselves and for their businesses. I have come this evening to say this record very straight. I want everybody to listen.
Status vindicates our point. I'm going to open the line very, very shortly. Please do bear with me. I want to deal with this very issue once and for all. A non-existent group. The journalist that wrote this rubbish for Vanguard, his name is Joseph Erunke, whatever garbage that name means. Joseph Erunke, A-R-E-N-K-E. He is writing on behalf of the Coalition of Southeast Professionals Network in Nigeria, a group created by DSS, the Nigeria Secret Police. They don't do anything in their useless lives, only to be abducting innocent people. Looking for those that must have said something against their useless, idiotic, Fulani, Janjaweed presidency. They cannot stop terrorists. They cannot stop the subversion and sabotage of the zoo economy, which is what they were set up to do. All they do is to be going about arresting innocent people, and they claim their intelligence agencies. That's what they do.
That's calling me.
And at their spare time, all they do is to create and fabricate groups that do not exist. That is why the life of a black person is full of lies and deception. Very, very sad indeed. a group that doesn't exist. Vanguard doesn't even ask TSS, please, can you tell us who is in charge of this group? As any sensible, decent journalist will do. They will not do it.
Our leader is reacting or was reacting to a publication. Our leader was reacting to a publication against the indigenous people of Biafra, where it was alleged that IPOB, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu changed the IPOB to a limited liability company. And I want the entire Biafrans all over the world to listen to how our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Ohamadike Gaga Nogu, Dika na Ogunanya, reacted that IPOB was being addressed as a limited liability company. I want everybody to pay attention.
To sit down in their office, except to brown envelope and start to publish rubbish. They said that commending Buhari also on development of the region. I'm sure that some of you must have seen the news about the narrow gauge. Do you know what the narrow gauge rail line is? Some of you are celebrating, saying you celebrate Amechi. From Abuja to Lagos, Lagos to Sokoto, they always broad gauge. Some of you, I don't know the type of school that you went to. It is a thing of shame, to be honest with you. Now, some of you don't even know the difference between a narrow gauge and a broad gauge in railway. Very, very sad indeed. They said I got to rehabilitate your railway. Rehabilitation, not construct a new broad gauge, but a narrow gauge. The same that Britain used to move our produce to the seaport in Iguacha before shipping it abroad. I do not know what is wrong with some of you. Honestly speaking, I have no idea what is wrong with some of you. But here we are going to educate you until you become enlightened.
Yes.
Even if we have to do it by force.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
That doesn't exist, created by the Nigerian government to attack IPOB and to attack the entire Biafran agenda and, of course, my good self. They said that I changed the status of IPOB in England. That I changed it. And that I put my name and that of my wife on the registration of IPOB in the United Kingdom. Something that is a blatant lie. A blatant lie. Deception. Peddled by idiots working for the zoo.
The people that are now vindicating the Fulani government for writing against our leader and the IPOB are the DOS today. The DOS now are publicly flaunting accounts with a limited liability company. The thing our leader fought with all his strength. I want you to listen to how he reacted when he was accused of changing the IPOB registration in the United Kingdom, changing it to LLC, limited liability company. I want everybody to listen.
Hoping for a new Nigeria. They are working in collaboration with those of them who are deceivers and liars, telling you about a new Nigeria. Through Biafra agitation, you get a new Nigeria. There are mad people everywhere, lunatics everywhere. This is maybe. They claim that can change the documentation of IPOB as a business organization based in London and owned by himself and the wife.
Did you hear that? The Zoo newspaper wrote that our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, changed the business registration and it becomes the liability company. He changed it and put his wife and all that. And let me tell you, when all these things was going on, now we can know where it was coming from. We can know where it was coming from. You know, a lot of things was going on and people didn't pay attention. Today, we are tearing every criminal apart. We are going to destroy them. We are going to tear everything apart until they are no more in IPOB. I want you to listen.
Vanguard could not bother to just Google Company's House, United Kingdom. Every business registration in England is registered with Company's House in Cardiff, Wales. Every business registration, a whole Vanguard newspaper could not go to type in to find out if this stupid nonsense from DSS is true or not. They couldn't do it. Because they know we are growing stronger, they know we are waxing all over the world, they know that ESN has come to stay. They know that our people in the diaspora, they are funding ESN, they know understand it very well. They want to get into your heart, they know that the man, some of you are very stupid and idiotic. Once you talk about money and business, all your antennas rise up. Without asking them, please, can you show us proof? Where is this registration you are talking about entered into? You come in England, then show us the proof. Anybody this morning can go to Companies House, UK. Go to Google, type in Companies House, UK. Search for IPOB and search for the directors of all the registered IPOB concern you have. IPOB is a community interest group. It is not a business. Nobody is.
Did you hear that? IPOB is a community interest group and not a business. That is why if they change the account tomorrow, you now know the criminals in the movement. And that is why if you contribute 10 kobo to this, their fraudulent fundraising coming, you are supporting the criminality against this movement. IPOB is an interest group, community interest group, and not a business. Today, they are flaunting, the criminals in DOS are running up and down because we are dealing with them. If I told them this month will be their last, because after this month, we are moving with speed. Let me tell you, the one that they call a maker gift also, I don't know who the hell that person is. He posted that it took IPOB 4 good years before they can set up Radio Biafra. Upon all the things, all the followership and all that. It took them 4 good years. Do you know why? Do you know why it took IPOB 4 good years to set up a Radio Biafra? Because you have criminals everywhere. Surrendered Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the reason why it took them 4 years. When you see autopilot IPOB, we are only interested in action and result. We want Biafra. That is why it took us less than a month to get radio. Voice of Biafra. A digitized internet radio from the satellite. It took us less than a month because we want it today, tomorrow. But when we were not part of this IPOB, it took them 4 years. 4 good years. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left for him. He will get the Radio Biafra in 1 day. But you know why it took them 4 years? If you take them 4 years to get Radio Biafra, I want you to think how many years it will take them to get Biafra. That is why our leader is shouting for 100 men. And people are parading themselves on social media. They have become career agitators. We did not join this Biafra to become a career agitators. We want to go home. That is why we are action, speed. They say we are running faster than our shadow. If it took 4 years to get Radio Biafra, how many years will it take them to get Biafra? It will take them eternity. But we break record. We got Radio Voice of Biafra within a month. And even better than what they have ever had. I want you to understand that our leader has suffered. Here he was shouting that IPOB is not business. It is an community interest group. I want to show you something because our own is that we'll talk and do. Let me show you something. One moment. I am going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. They say it took them 4 years to get Radio Biafra. It took them 4 years. Ndidi, thank you very much. Ndidi, thank you very much for your super chat. Please, MSA, accept my super chat for your coffee I don't want you running out of energy, GCK. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now, I want you to understand this. We are not slow motion. We are not people who come to join Biafra struggle and we will make it our career. We want Biafra and Ketankechi today, tomorrow. That is why everything we are doing, you are seeing the result. You are seeing action. You are seeing action. I want everybody to look at this. This is one of their irate, one of their illiterate irate. They call him Emeka Gift or hi Emeka Gift. Who know who he is? He took Manu and Ipob for over 4 years to establish FM station in Biafra land because of limited resources, despite huge mass fellowship. Are you hearing that? Are you thinking what I am thinking? Don't forget what Dave Umahi said. If Ipob does not call their people to order and stop this threat, other group will rise up to counter it. And then he posted counter-secessionist group may rise in Southeast if Ipob doesn't stop killing. Umahi. The question you should be asking to this illiterate is, how can Umahi sponsor a radio station that will deprive him from becoming president? How can Umahi and Nigeria government sponsor a radio station that will make sure that we don't have election in Biafra land? How can a Nigeria government pay Simon Ekpa to open a radio station that we will use to attack them on social media and in the media? How can Nigeria government open a radio station that we will use to expose them? Our leader is being charged for using radio station to expose the impunity and calamity of the Nigerian state. How can they now sponsor a radio that we will use to destroy and decimate them? How can they sponsor a radio that we will use to make Biafrans to rise up against them? How can they sponsor a radio that we are going to use to enlighten our people for them to understand the importance of economic sanction and civil disobedience? Does it make sense? I don't think. I am not here to even address that. But that is to show you that those people, those criminals are the senseless people in the movement. Very, very senseless. Listen to our leader addressing the business they are doing today. Listen.
Registration you are talking about entered into. You come in England, then show us the proof. Anybody this morning can go to Companies House, UK. Go to Google, type in Companies House, UK. Search for IPOB and search for the directors of all the registered IPOB concern you have. IPOB is a community interest group. Not a business.
Community interest group, not a business. I want to take it back again.
Myself, my registration you are talking about entered into. You come in England, then show us the proof. Anybody this morning can go to Companies House, UK. Go to Google, type in Companies House, UK. Search for IPOB and search for the directors of all the registered IPOB concern you have. IPOB is a community interest group. It is not a business. Nobody will say anything. Neither myself, nor my wife, nobody. Nobody. They said it's on the 16th of January. I challenge anybody to go. Look at how DSS, as stupid as they are, look at how they are lying, like little children.
See?
Little alabajiri children who are full of lies and they're takia. They think they can deceive people. You don't know I'm alive, you cannot deceive people. You cannot. You cannot, you see a rat in the house cannot steal something from somebody who's awake, only if you're sleeping. You bring all this, you're stupid, you don't take lies and you want people to believe you. A group that doesn't exist. Nobody has ever asked the question, who is the leader of the, why don't they grant live interview? I am live and direct and the whole world is listening. A fake group.
You see that?
Designed by DSS and given to some of you claiming you're fighting for Biafra, some of you being deceived by MI5, some of you idiots that have only power and the glory and the money making at heart.
Money making
fighters.
Money
never be.
Listen.
Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. because as a freedom fighter, you are called to serve.
Called to serve.
People. You don't arrogate that very position to yourself. All of you using Biafra to be working for MI5, using Biafra to be working for the security.
Freedom fighting is something that you are called for, called to serve. You don't arrogate that to yourself. Today, what you see in Radio Biafra is those calling themselves professor, giving themselves title, those giving themselves doctors and barristers. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is preaching against here. You don't arrogate it to yourself. It is a call to service. You don't come to Biafra agitation to become a professor, to become Chikobi, the Oyen Alomas. You graduate, and you graduated in Biafra struggle, you become a lecturer, you become a professor. And then some of them will call themselves chancellor, PhD holder in Biafra agitation. That is not what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to do. That is why all these fake people, criminals parading account everywhere. I am coming, I have not just started. You have been able to hear our leader telling you that IPOB is not a business. IPOB is not a business. IPOB is what? Not a business. Is a community interest group. Let us now go to the exposition we have come to do. I want you to look at the account that the criminals in the DOS and those in America are now fronting and ask you to pay money. I want you to listen. These people have become worse than Wazirike.